back with another one. They thought it was gonna be no.
It's a thin line between brilliance and insanity. And today's guest, I think he both. Charles, what's up with the king?
I'm good. I'm just like the backsliding Christian. I can play on both sides of it. Brilliance and insanity. I can cross the line.
Hey, let me ask you something before we get started. Like, where your mental at? That's why I ask people, like, where your mental at right now?
I'm free because I just beat some serious charges.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now, nigga, I just beat some serious charges that I was innocent from the get. So that pressure of having to go to court, deal with the bondsman, deal with the court conditions, can't go out of state. They watching everything I'm doing. I'm violating the conditions. That was mentally and emotionally and spiritually draining. So now, nigga, I feel free. I can smoke my weed. I can travel how I want to travel. And I got all my rights back. I got my gun rights back.
So by you being drained, like how did you mash that though to the public? 'Cause you had to still stay in the public. How you mash it?
Going to them strip clubs, throwing $1,000 here and there, and fucking with those that make you happy. Don't argue with you. They make you feel like what you in there trying to be. So cause it's a fair exchange when you fucking with a real. That's why Jesus kept one. So now, nigga, that was my relief.
Hey, let me ask you something. I know this shit get frustrating because you know what I'm saying. You take the criticism, then you take the love, you take. You know what I'm saying. It's every day is different for you, right?
Yeah.
Like how many times have you wanted to just say "f this internet shit"?
I ain't got there yet. I was there in the beginning when no one understood what I was trying to accomplish.
Okay.
So I had already been through the phase of man, f this internet. Because there was a time when I presented myself in a different manner, in a different light, and it wasn't about no money. It was all about the empowerment and the better of black people as well as the conditions of black youth. So that's where most of my time was invested, and that's where I was drained at. Because I had to fight with the community to help the community. I had to. So I met with our councilwoman one time, and this is what made me start with the police. I met with Gina Bivens, who was our councilwoman of District 5 in Fort Worth. Me and the old man Pops. We were squabbling with her about code compliance. And she know I'm working in the community. And she said, Charleston, I can't help you. The help that you need with what you're doing in the community working with kids, it goes to the police department. Because the funding, all the funding that goes to nonprofits and after school program, boys and girl clubs, juvenile detention, most of that funding goes through the police department's annual budget by way of under an umbrella called public safety. So under public safety, you got parks and recreations, after school programs, ISS, so all of that money. So depending on how big your city is, a city like LA, they got $1 billion budget for the police department. Half of that budget is for the community under the umbrella of public safety, gang intervention, gang prevention, crime prevention. So that's where all the money is for a nigga that's running a youth organization, a nonprofit, a little league football program, a boxing program. All that money for us grants that come from the government goes over there to them to help curb this in your community, right? So rather than you standing on the corner, you and the cheerleader team, y'all on one corner, y'all got the little girls in the cheerleading outfits shaking their ass. You got the little boy washing cars, but you got the little girls cheerleading shaking their ass like little. Come on now. You got them shaking their ass on the corner. And y'all begging for money. And you have to go to someone else's community to do it because you can't want nobody to donate in your community. So here I am saying, man, f begging. Begging ain't good for nobody. Nobody really gives to a beggar. So how about you create something? Yeah, car washes is good, but why we can't go to this Chick-fil-A and partner with them? Because why you think they're in our community? So but the bulk of the money is your relationships with the police department. Because that's where the funding goes through. So nigga, I went that route to try to discover the funding. And in the process of that, nigga meet good police officers, white and black. you learn more about what you need to learn more about. So that's why I started working with the police in the community.
Let me ask you something, because you talking about that right now. And when I ask you something, I want to ask you, how did you mean that? Like, I remember one time you like, community service for a broke nigga. Shit, I ain't have nobody there, so that's why I would do it. Now I got some money for the people.
Well,
like, how you feel about it? What you think?
It's easy to care about the conditions of black people when the conditions affect you more directly. So there's a saying, those that's closest to the problem are closest to the solutions. So here I am, I'm a struggling father in the community. I'm living outside the hood, but I'm right outside the hood. In a 1-bedroom apartment. Man, why you think broke people squabble so much over social justice issues and rich people don't? You don't see rich, wealthy people squabbling over social justice issues because they're not really affected by what affects black people socially. Mm-hmm. You'll let a police shooting happen. Black people online and going to these city marches. You don't see the wealthy doing that. The wealthy clear their conscience, or I wouldn't even say clear their conscience. Nigga, they try to help with their money. Hey man, just write a check over there. The poor man got time to do it. And he got more fuel emotionally. He's more emotionally driven by what's affecting us. That's why you see, man, them niggas be passionate with them speeches. Broke. Malcolm was broke.
You said what?
Them niggas be passionate with them uplifting speeches and what black folks need to do broke. Give them niggas a little money and watch their tune change. Everybody tune change when they get a little money, huh? Nigga, you don't care about the same shit you do broke when you get some money.
You right.
Man, but in a broke motherfucker worry about everything. Cause he can't fix his problems.
So you saying basically a nigga with some money will start an organization to put the money in, but they ain't gonna put no time.
They ain't gonna put no time in.
But a broke nigga can put his time in because he ain't got no money.
He ain't got no money. And he ain't got no way of getting money. So I'm traveling around the country. At this time, I was part of a national organization that falls up under a major lobbyist, a youth advocacy lobbying organization called Campaign Fair Sentencing of Youth out of Washington, D.C. And so I became part of a national organization that was called ICANN, Incarcerated Children's Advocacy Network. And this group was a bunch of adults now, but at the time they was young people in America who had been sentenced to life without parole for crimes they committed as children. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming up out of Texas. Texas had a juvenile law that was called the Texas Juvenile Determined Sentencing Law, where even for murder, nigga couldn't be sentenced past 40 years as a kid. But nigga, in some other states, nigga, Florida, St. Louis, Baltimore, D.C., nigga, they were getting 13 and 15-year-olds life without parole.
Yeah.
So it was like 2014 when I became aware of this, and so nigga, they became aware of me by the work that I was doing in Texas, right? So I joined this national organization and been going, and from 2014 for like 3 years, have been going regularly to Washington D.C. to fight juvenile laws in this country.
Yeah.
And so I met many powerful attorneys and many people in legislation. And so I met a Jewish attorney from Baltimore, a little small short lady. And she said, Charleston, do you document what you do? And at this time, Facebook had just started the Facebook Live. And I said, no, ma'am, I don't. She said, well, why not? I said, well, I don't want people to feel like I'm doing this for show. She said, well, if it's not documented, it never happened. Mm-hmm. That was a learning lesson. Document everything. So she started asking me questions like, well, who are your constituents? How do you raise funding? How do you get your funding? Because when you apply for a grant and you're trying to help your own community, you think these people, and this is a white woman telling me this, she said, do you think they're going to give you money to help your own community? You really think these white people go give you money to help you, and you're really trying to help? That's why the people who really trying to help don't ever get the money. Nobody wants to fix this black community because people make too much money off our pain, our anger, all the shit that we cause it helps so many other more people. The detriment that's happening to us, nigga, is financial benefits for whether that's going to prison. Our pain is financial benefit for other people. Nigga, people make money during tragedy. And they rely on our tragedy, nigga, to fund a bunch of shit in this country. So she's asking me questions like, if you don't get a grant, you can't get a corporate sponsorship, and you're trying to help your community, how do you self-sustain your organization, Charles? So I'm thinking, well, shit. That's what made me went back to start selling barbecue. Nigga had to start having hats to sell. I started creating youth programs that I could sell to the county probation department. Mm-hmm. Then the black people got me speaking for free. Nigga, ain't no black people giving me this game. She saying, well, what do you charge to go speak at the school? I said, well, I don't want to charge for this because I thank God, you know. She said, well, what about an honorarium fee? Nigga, the church will give you a gas card. But I would think, well, I remember when the preacher, when he had his friend coming in to preach as a visiting pastor, he tapped into his people. Hey, y'all sow a seed. They call a cup of water to the prophet and make you feel, yeah. Nigga, they tap your motherfucking ass. So I'm saying, okay, my constituents, well, who are my constituents? The people I'm trying to speak for, these kids. So, nigga, that's what made me come back and look at the community.
You think, I'm gonna cut you off for a second. You think your heart was too invested at first?
It was. But because nigga, I caught a murder case as a kid, but I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't a kid that came from the hood. I was a kid trying to fit in. And nigga, you know, was down to do whatever to fit in. So, and I fit in well. So, nah, nigga, so when I grew up, I believe, nigga, it's my purpose in life to work with at-risk juvenile children. So I was highly invested into it. But nigga, I'm also a single dad, a struggling father. My baby mama was a dancer at the time, so she was in and out of jail. So nigga, I got the kids, so I can provide the structure. I'm waking up in the morning, nigga, driving through 3 cities, dropping my daughter off at one school, my son at the other school, and nigga, my gas light on every morning.
Damn.
My gas light on every morning, but nigga, I gotta go to the adult parole office and teach over here off my car. Cause nigga, I ain't just working with the kids. I'm teaching every Tuesday and Thursday at the adult parole office to every nigga getting out of prison. So, but I ain't got the gas to do it. Now I still got to ride back when I get here and go pick the kids up. So nigga, hopefully, nigga, you know, nigga ain't got the gas to do it. And I want a little bag of weed for the day to ease the pressure and the pain. So if I get 20, nigga, 10 going on weed, 8 going in the tank, 2, nigga, I got something to cook at the house. Yeah. So I gotta cook every day because we can't eat out. And nigga, I'm doing this in my early 30s, my late 20s and 30s. And I'm saying, man, f the streets. Nigga, I don't want to leave my boy. Mm-hmm. I don't want to leave my daughter. So, nigga, so, you know, go on the jobs and hit for a lawsuit. So, you know, nigga, my hustle was going on the job and suing.
What you mean?
Nigga, finding a warehouse job and hitting for a lawsuit. Either sexual harassment or retaliation for race discrimination. Yeah, I done hit a bunch of companies.
How you hit them,
well, my first company was right after AT&T and Singular. I can talk about it now because the NDA that I signed. The first company I got was in 2005. AT&T and Singular had just merged as a company, and they brought their headquarters to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I worked for the company that distributed their cell phone, and so that's when them BlackBerries was hot at the time. Yeah. And so almost $250,000 of BlackBerries had come up missing, but it was the agents who was working on the shipping and receiving that was sending them to their people. Mm-hmm. But nigga, I'm coming through, and you know, nigga, warehouse, working at the warehouse, homie, like going back to high school. Mm-hmm. Nigga, dress clean, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Everybody watching what kind of car you drive. So nigga, I'm coming through, with the $200 worth of ones, with the $50 worth of fives, the $200 worth of 100, you know, so
big ass
yeah, I'm coming with the dummy bank, making it look like what it ain't, because you know I got a kind of street swag bringing to the work world, and you know they thought I was stealing them phones, my nigga, and the HR woman was a white lady who used to flirt with me, and me and her used to flirt through emails. And in person, and people would pick up on it. So one day I sent her an email asking if I'm overstepping my boundaries, and she never, she replied back consensual. So me and her emailing each other back and forth were flirting. I left my computer open one day and somebody read the email. Somebody went back and said something. I already knew, homie, at this white company, if these white boys find out I'm f***ing with this white girl Amy, nigga, they go fire me. I'm a temp nigga. Coming in with a street swag, hat cocked to the side, but I'm respectable, I'm manable, and I'm learning the job. I was an inventory auditor. So nigga, they had fired me. When that email got out, they had fired me. Because of how I carried myself at work, the supervisor Don came in at night. Like, man, what was up with Charleston, man? Why would he be emailing Amy like that? And so the coworker was like, no, Don, man, they were emailing each other back and forward. He said, oh, really? He said, man, she was always flirting with him. So nigga, they hit me up there, nigga, and I was sad about losing that job because I was like, I probably like 27. My son was like 9 months old, so I was just getting his life together. This is gonna be a great job, great benefits. So they contacted me that next morning because you a temp nigga ain't really got no rights. So he think, right? So they asked me for my password to my computer. Went back in and got all the text messages me and her were going. And that text message where I asked her if I'm overstepping my boundary, let me know. That's what saved me. So nigga, I had my job back within 48 hours. Not knowing to me, there's a federal law that oversees every job. I don't care if you're a stripper. I don't give a damn what you is. It's quid quo pro, sexual harassment. Anybody who have a right to hire or fire you cannot become sexually romantic with you. That's a federal law. Can't do it in the military. So there's a lot of managers in the nigga. I done tried to turn some hoes. I'll get to that later. So I done tried to turn some hoes on to the managers at the strip. Bitch, you can sue that nigga. Y'all, you got the text message to prove it, man. All you got to do is go. So it's this easy. So listen. So I don't know this law at the time. So when they do this to me, I don't know this law at the time. Yeah. They basically know the law. That's why they brought me back so fast. Yeah. So they had hired this young Mexican. So this was right after the Afghanistan and Iraq shit. So they were hiring a lot of military guys to come in and be supervisors and managers. So they hired this young Mexican to come in and supervise us at nighttime. But he a fly young Mexican, muscular, fine. All the women in the warehouse like him. He looked like The Rock. So he would leave. On his lunch break to go some hoes or something and send me the pictures with the BlackBerry through my email. But he always wanted to make sure he had his sleeve in there so he know, he playing player with me. And something happened later on where I had to complain about race discrimination. Everybody had racist nicknames for each other. Beaner, Rice Man, racist, we all playing co-workers. But nigga, I ain't playing co-worker. Yeah, I don't know none of you nigga. I ain't friend with none of y'all. So you motherfuckers think they co-worker, they really friend. You don't go to work to make friends, nigga. Yeah. So nigga, I use this for HR to go complain. So man, that everybody got racist names for each other. Because now I'm learning about retaliation. Yeah. I'm learning about retaliation. On the job. So now I'm going to the library after work to get employment right handbooks to read up on this shit. Nigga wasn't really hip to Google back then to get information. So nigga, I really going to the library. So I would come to work with the employment books and employment right books and sit next to the desk, walk through the warehouse with them, try to intimidate the managers. So the manager Lugo tell my partner, man, don't think you boy Charleston gonna make his 90 days. I'm like, man, what do you mean I ain't gonna make my 90 days? I'm about to go permanent. Nigga, at the time I was making $12.75. I'm finna go to making $12.75 to $15. Man, what do you mean I ain't gonna make it? So nigga, when my partner told me, he said that, I walked right to that same HR lady I got fired behind and said, Amy, me and my supervisor Lugo be going to have sex with girls on the job at nighttime and sending me pictures. So I went and told on it. They fired his ass that day. Goddamn right, he threatened my job.
How he threatened your job?
He told my partner I might not make my 90 days. Nigga, my 90 days finna be made in a week. Oh, I get to go permanent in a week. Nigga, I had never had a permanent job.
He was your man though.
He was.
What made him say you want to make the 90 days?
Cause the team got mad at me because I went and told about the racist names.
You just said that telling. You just
Telling like a mother. Yeah, telling. Because I'm reading these employment books.
Oh, you setting up your play.
I'm setting up my play.
Yeah.
I'm setting up my play. So yeah, I gotta go be a whole ass nigga and tell.
It's fucked up. So how you end up getting the money, Charles?
Oh, I'm finna tell you. So after I get him fired, right?
Yeah.
They on my ass now. But nigga, they ain't been on my ass before. So this where the BlackBerry situation come in up. So nigga, me and this same nigga who told me about I might not make my job, make my 90 days, me and him went and counted the BlackBerry phones together to do inventory count. Boom, boom. They had them in a cage, locked out because these phones was coming up missing. For whatever reason, he put some phones in his pocket and carried them over somewhere and dropped them off. For what I don't know how they got this mistaken. Now this nigga here look like Mike Bibby. This nigga look like Mike Bibby, light skinned yellow nigga, named Cali. Nigga, they come pull me away from the desk and say they got me on camera stuffing my cell phone. Stuffing my pocket with cell phone. Now I've been reading these books, so nigga, I'm like the jailhouse lawyer. I'm like the jailhouse lawyer, nigga. I'm ready to put this shit to test. So they want to search me. Nigga, they want to search me, so they take me into the conference room, and it was cold that day, and I had on 2 sweatpants. They said, hey, man, can you empty your pockets out? And we was having a Christmas dinner party around Christmas time. So, nigga, everybody looking like, man, they done caught blue stealing. So, you know, this where the humiliation come from, because your coworkers assume you done stole something because security is walking you somewhere to be searched. So, nigga, they pull out my pockets, and this where I get them. And I said, oh, man, I got some sweatpants on up under here. Y'all want to search that too? They said, yeah. I pulled them down to my ankles so I can empty them pockets. Now you done strip search me at work. That's illegal. Even the police can't strip search. When the police pat your pocket, that's why they pat it. It got to be least intrusive till they have probable cause. So you done already pulled me away and said, y'all got me on camera. Y'all got me on camera stuffing my pockets with cell phones.
Yeah.
When you get me over there, and you done strip search me. So the nigga at the door, before I can pull my pants up, they want to go on out and open the door so everybody get to look in and see me pulling my pants up. Man, I couldn't wait to go back to HR. So I done had this problem with Lugo. Nigga, they set up with me. This was in Christmas. So I filed in March. of 2006. July, right after, it was July 10th. Right after the 4th, shit, nigga, I walked away with a $40,000 check from the EEOC and 18 paid months of medical insurance for me and my son.
Oh, you could have drug it out, but you just took the first thing.
Yeah, it was quick hit. Yeah, quick hit. You know, because you drag it out, it's going to be Euro.
Yeah.
See, I done drug one out before. And nigga, you got to, you know, nigga struggling, doing bad.
Yeah.
You done borrow money from everybody you can borrow money from. Say, man, when I give a settlement, I'm going to pay you back.
Yeah.
Then you start borrowing from the lawyer. The lawyer got the highest interest rate, so by the time you settle, you still in the red. Cause they done drug it out on you. So that's how they normally do a poor motherfucker, drag you out. So I already know to hit fast. So nigga, so the next job was Whirlpool. I get Whirlpool. Start fucking the supervisor, the mean Mexican lady. All this was intentional. So nigga, I'm looking for the quid quo pro because the company don't have a defense for that. So then if I don't get them on the quid quo pro, I'm going to get them on complaining about safety issues at the job. It ain't no soap in the bathroom. They gotta have soap in the bathroom, homie. They gotta have.
Oh, so you the inspector, basically, like you inspecting this.
Yeah, because I know this, nigga. Yeah. So they gotta have an eye wash station in the warehouse just in case something get in your eye. They gotta have regular safety meetings. They gotta have regular sexual harassment updates where y'all sign the paper where we talked about this. Nigga, they can't have pallets that's in front of the exit though. The forklift driver, nigga, he got to have his seatbelt on. So nigga, I would tell on the nigga riding by on the forklift with no seatbelt on. Cause I need this documentation.
Yeah.
And when we first came in, they didn't show us the paper for the tornado drill. They supposed to show you all that. If it's a hurricane, we got to evacuate. They got to show you all this shit, my nigga. So you got a bitch ass nigga on the job. They done made him supervisor, manager. He don't know this shit. He just nigga done become supervisor on. So here I come with all this knowledge in a warehouse place where people got high school diplomas. Yeah, I run circles around them people.
Hey, let me take it back, because you say that basically the police were holding the money up, right?
Well, it's not that they hold the money up. So most of your tax dollars, most of your funding, homie. That's why the police make arrests and the courts want convictions. Because the more people we find with guns, our federal government go give your police department some money to help fight gun crime. Just like when it was crack. They funded, you know how much money they gave police department to create nigga different squads and police shit nigga to the Red Dog. That was a federal funded program. That's why they had to take when they took the money. Man, we ain't funding y'all no more. Y'all acting like this. But nigga, can you imagine being funded $100 million to go do whatever you want to do to criminals? That's what the Red Dog got. So when you had the gang banging, that's why California Police Department got $1 billion budget. So you talking about $1 billion budget, nigga. Probably $600 million actually goes to the police department because they waste most of the money buying new toys. Nigga, the other money goes to the community, but since the community don't know this, they get to keep the money.
Damn. Do you think the education system like failing black people on purpose? Like,
Rockefeller created the educational system, and the school educational system was never designed to create leaders and politicians. That's why they go to Catholic schools and private schools. The public education school system was intentionally designed to create dockside workers.
damn.
Hey, all y'all stand in line and be quiet. Nigga, all the kids walking down the hall ain't saying nothing. It's the program. So, homie, school was created to indoctrinate, not educate. That's why Carter Woodrow Wilson wrote the book, nigga, The Miseducation of the Negro. That come by way of the public school system. Education starts in the home. Education starts in the home. Nigga, you go to school, they indoctrinate you at school. That's why, nigga, you can't see past Dr. King during Black History.
Damn.
That's why you don't see nobody but Dr. King, nigga, in Black History in school. Oh, that's why you stand up and I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Nigga, that's the indoctrination process of Americans. That's why, nigga, people with knowledge of this, nigga, they can't go to private school. They make the sacrifice to pay whatever they have to pay to keep their kids out the public educational school system.
What's your take on like AI and how you think it's gonna affect like the black community?
It's gonna make black people say, man, if I was a slave, you gonna be a slave again. The AI gonna make you a digital slave.
What you mean? Like what?
Because it's gonna replace so many jobs. And it's gonna replace most of the jobs that niggas is doing. Driving trucks, the warehouse, we don't have a skill or a trade. The AI won't be able to replace the man who has a trade and a skill with his hand that can work as a plumber or a carpenter. AI won't be able to replace them, but they'll be able to replace most of the jobs that black people go get degrees for.
Damn.
So, and then, because now you got content creators, and everybody, whether it's Pizza Hut, the FBI, nigga, even the White House got a social media page. So black people in the future are gonna be the consumers of what, you know, social media put out rather than the people that's really making money. We don't have a black social media platform. Nigga, all of us are getting paid through YouTube, and YouTube is censoring more black people than anybody. Nigga, we only the streamers. White people mostly making the billions and hundreds of $1 million streaming. Nigga, we just consuming. As we have always been the largest consumers on planet Earth. So I didn't want to be the consuming nigga online. So nigga, I strategically and thought out and planned and strategized to create what I've created online to get paid. Because I want to spend years on there, nigga, sharing my real thoughts, my real ideas, the real work that I did. And there wasn't no return on my investment, and there wasn't no return on my energy. And nigga, I probably was spending 12 to 14 hours on social media a day. While I'm cooking, I'm on Facebook trying to finish this motherfucking paragraph I done typed with a nigga I'm arguing that I don't know. About to burn up the goddamn food. I can't. I'm trying to finish the goddamn prayer. I've been a minute. This nigga been arguing for 2 days over social justice issues. My ideology, my belief, my religion, his religion. Homie, after a while, that shit can feel good. So
And it was free.
I ain't making no money. And I'm broke.
Take us to that moment when shit shift for you, like, man, fuck that. Like what that moment was and what that day was when you made up your mind, I'm finna go nigga.
I had turned down a contract, a $250,000 contract, to partner with the emoji program. Luther Perry, a former police officer who had been him and the Muslim brothers. They had the school system on lock. With they was getting all the funding, and they had been doing it for probably maybe a decade or two. But their character had become in question, and I'm looking at them like big brothers and uncles. And the only way that they could get this grant if they would partner with me. I'm the up and coming one who I was at the time, nigga, I was the face of Texas Juvenile Justice Department. I was their baby. So I turned down that money, homie, because I didn't want to kill the character of my youth organization. Had I gotten to be able to Luther Perry them, because Luther Perry them known for doing this for money. I didn't want to I didn't want to assassinate the character in the image of the organization. So I turned down the money. At this time, I'm building a relationship with the Tarrant County GOP Republican Party. Sheriff Bill Wayburn had just got elected. And my language online is starting to change. I'm starting to use the word nigga in my posts because I'm terming the po kids in the community as po nigga babies, nigga bitches, ghetto nigga queens. So I'm terming the word nigga in the beginning. So I remember Sheriff Bill Wayburn coming up to me at a we was at like this presentation with Governor Lieutenant Dan Patrick. How many people personally know me?
Wait, what the fuck? I wonder. Yeah, I seen me make my TikTok. It wasn't that bad.